Yeah, I'm really excited about back to school night. I've already met some of the parents out in the soccer field waiting to pick their kids up having dinner. A lot of energy around back to school night, and people are excited to meet teachers and find out what's happening with their kids this year.
School night.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Isabel y estamos en la noche de regreso a la escuela donde los padres tienen la oportunidad de conocer a los maestros de sus niños y entrar a las aulas donde ellos están. Estamos muy emocionados de tenerlos a todos y esperamos que tengan una noche increíble.
Nice experience working with this group of students because it reminds me when I started school in this country, so that's pretty exciting. Entonces soy de México, Zacatecas, México, y este es mi noveno año de maestro. This is my 9th year as a teacher, and always I've been teaching immersion programs since year 1. Okay, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And I'm doing 6th, and last year I did 7 and 8 also. So I'm sticking to 6th grade this year, which is much better.
Tenemos 3 proyectos esenciales o importantes pues para la escritura. Tenemos un proyecto de hacer una narrativa. Sus hijos tendrán que escribir una narrativa, tendrán que escribir un ensayo informacional y también tendrán que escribir un ensayo argumentativo. Ahí dice persuasivo, pero hay una diferencia entre los ensayos persuasivos y argumentativos. Hicimos un ensayo persuasivo de práctica, pero ya para el final del año tendrán que escribir un ensayo argumentativo. I was explaining that in Spanish I wrote that they have to write a persuasive essay. However, the goal for this year will be to write an argumentative essay. There is a difference between an argumentative essay and a persuasive essay. An argumentative essay takes into account opposing points of views and tries to refute them, whereas a persuasive essay is just assuming that everybody just wants to know what I think, and that's why it's the best. So there's definitely a difference there.
So parent guide. I just want to show you guys a little bit. So CPM, the new Common Core, I'm sure when you guys went to school, as when I went to school, we didn't have that. So a lot of the questions that come up is when you guys see the homework, it may be new to you as well, and that's okay. If you guys search CPM Parent Guide, you can come down. You can click on the first one if you'd like, but just so you know, CC3 is our class, Common Core Connection, 3, and then it brings you to this link, just so you guys can see it. So right now, for instance, we're doing chapter 1. So what this does is, it gives the kids an extra couple problems. If they're having struggled with a certain chapter that we're in, certain section, you can go to that section. So for instance, we're doing graphing right now, 4-quadrant graphing. It gives a couple example problems so you can learn a little bit. It gives note sections, give you a couple example problems, and then it gives them a couple practice problems that you can work with them.
Before you go, they are sitting in groups, as you can see. I hope that this year they will feel better and more positive about groups. Every kid has a job. They have it for at least a week, and then it'll rotate. These jobs keep the classroom running smoothly and organized. It helps them to be successful. And as you saw, the homework is not the traditional homework like we had. Learn a concept, do 25 problems, come back to class and correct it. They have to do some reading, they have to show thinking. Sometimes it might even ask you to include more than one answer.
Middle school is kind of my favorite place to be because you get a chance to be working, you're teaching not just the subject, you're teaching the kids, and I hope that I'm teaching them to value their thinking and their exploring and etc. Now my mind at this point is very much like a steel sieve, so I have made some notes as to what I might or might not say. So you've printed your name. My name is long O, silent E.
The syllabus for PE stays there all year. So if you guys ever have questions about notes, things like that, it's all in there. Okay, so that will stay up there that way. I don't have to keep handing you papers. So you can always access it there. If you need one on paper, just let me know, and I can do that as well. So everybody already, I believe, has their uniform stuff settled, locks, lockers, all that. Just so you know, I mean, we do spend some time on that process because they all have their little locker. It's theirs and nobody else's. But they also have a big locker that they can use during the class period that will hold their backpack and all the big stuff. So that's why it takes us a while to do that, because we have to make sure that it's all done by class period, and it's a kind of organizational line.
So how I'm doing safety this year, since I have so many kids coming through the wheel, is that there's these safety videos that I created. I'm talking about everything in here. And then as the video is going, it's popping up with questions, and the kids are answering questions as they actually watch the video to kind of quiz them as they go. So that's kind of the gist for 6th grade. In 7th grade this year, I have my kids doing a little bit of a lot of these projects you see up on the shelf, so kind of the traditional woodshop project.
I guarantee you don't know every word there is to know in English. I certainly don't. Okay, but it's like the old saying, if I give you a fish, you eat per day. If I teach you to fish, you can feed yourself. There you go. So, like I said, teach people to figure things out. Lends itself to other classes.
My favorite class.
Lends itself to real world.
Are sitting there, I've got 25 blocks accumulated in my office. So you get in a hurry, you forget, you throw it on there, you go out to class or whatever, and then you come in your wallet's on the ground with the money out of it. So I really try to encourage the kids to be responsible that way, and don't ever share their lockers. The kids have their own individual lockers. They do not share combinations. You're never giving out to anybody who is not on their locker. If their kids' clothes are labeled, the kids always come in, especially the 6th graders, they're about crying, someone stole my clothes, and they know nobody stole their clothes, look in the pile. As long as their stuff's labeled, nobody can use it. You're not going to sell it on eBay. Your clothes are not working.
we start out the first quarter with skills for adolescents. So we are not actually learning so much of social studies, but we are learning skills for adolescents. So this is going to help them deal with the physical, emotional, social changes that they're going through. So if your kids come home and ask some sort of random, strange questions regarding adolescence, whether it be that they're going to grow taller or might think deeply, or if they want to ask questions like, how do drugs affect me physically at this stage?
Hey, Lord, I used to say you pick one instrument and you stick with it for the rest of your life. Completely changed. I really think that it lives here, and it's just a transfer to a different set of mechanics. Sure, there's stuff to learn, but it lives here. So transferring it to another instrument, how neat. So we're going to be doing a lot of that, and some of it we're experimenting. So we're going to start out with Barry, but we might decide, you know, because I have Keegan that also plays Barry. Keegan's playing tenor now, so maybe we'll swap partway through the year. I mean, that's the kind of flexibility we're going to have in here. I really encourage you guys to reach out to me too. Email is the best way to contact me. I don't have a phone in here. You can always call the office and leave me a message, but sometimes it takes me a couple days before I get it.
Deep breath and slow down and talk about adolescence and talk about some of the changes that are taking place from 5th grade to 6th grade, the expectations at home, and some of the pressures of middle school. In second quarter, come on in, you can have a seat. Second quarter, we start studying history, and we will start with the hominids, kids like to call them cavemen, and we'll start there and then build out through the ancient river civilizations. It's an ancient world history class. So we will look at a few million years worth of history.